Hello everyone and welcome to my EastEnders Media News channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Following Whitney Dean's exit, Zack Hudson, James Farrar, will take his frustrations out on Lauren Branning, Jacqueline Jossa, in this week's episode of EastEnders. Zack's liaison with Whitney's best friend Lauren served as the impetus for her departure from Walford. Before leaving, Whit attempted a hesitant peace with all parties concerned, and her friends and relatives gave the cherished figure a heartfelt send-off. Scenes from Monday, May 27, 2024, will be seen. Zack and Lauren are both having trouble, and Zack goes back to drinking to cope with his suffering. At the Albert, he becomes so inebriated that Felix Baker, Matthew Morrison, unable to get in touch with Sharon Watts, Letitia Dean, or Martin Fowler, James By, commands Lauren to drive him home. Lauren is shocked when Zack approaches her at Zack's. However, Zack loses control of his fury and yells in Lauren's face when she acknowledges that she had a part in Whitney's decision to leave the square. After being stunned by his outburst, Lauren confides in her ex-husband Peter Beale, Thomas Law, who is there to support her through Zack's actions as well as the scathing remarks made by Peter's mother, Cindy Beale, Michelle Collins. Defending when Zack discovers how Peter behaved the previous night while intoxicated, he becomes embarrassed and approaches Peter. Zack sobs as Peter rips a strip off him, and as the week goes on, Martin runs to Zack's support since he's still upset about what happened. Will Martin ever accept accountability for his own acts and be able to assist Zack? Lauren is appreciative of Peter's unwavering support throughout a trying week, and he threatens to leave the Beale family home if Cindy isn't polite to her. Will their relationship get closer still? And given how things ended between her and Whitney, can Lauren move on now that she has acknowledged that her life is a mess? These scenes will premiere on Monday, May 27, 2024 on EastEnders. In the most recent episode of EastEnders, Whitney Dean, Shona McGarty, said goodbye to Walford, marking the end of an era and included the classic Julia's theme score by composer Simon May. Whitney had a confrontation with her fiancé Zack Hudson, James Farrar, and best friend Lauren Branning, Jacqueline Jossa, after discovering that he had slept with her. With Callum Highways, Tony Clay, help, Whitney ultimately made the decision to start over somewhere new with her infant daughter Dolly and foster daughter Brittany Wainwright, Lola Campbell. When Whit's stepmother Bianca Jackson, Patsy Palmer, left the cafe after stealing all the food, she was met with hostility. But Zack revealed that Bianca was following along when Whitney told him she was leaving with their child, revealing that Bianca was fully aware of his infidelity. Whitney addressed Bianca about her betrayal in a heartfelt scene. Whit said that while she still loved Bianca, she could no longer trust her, yet she did not completely reject Bianca. Whitney was encouraged to call By when she was ready by Sonia Fowler, Natalie Cassidy, and Whit consented to do so. Whitney expressed her desire to avoid a conflict with Lauren during their final conversation, although it was obvious that their relationship had soured. Lily Slater, Whitney's niece, approached her to express how much she would miss her before Whitney moved in with her brother Ryan Malloy, Neil McDermott. Whitney was able to end their relationship amicably with Zack after they met at their baby Peach's memorial tree. Zack respected her choice, and she promised to give him a role in Dolly's life. Whitney had now neatly wrapped up any loose ends, albeit it did leave a bittersweet after all of the recent turmoil. Whitney's other friends, Chelsea Fox, Zara Abrahams, and Felix Baker, Matthew Morrison, threw a farewell party at the Queen Vic, where Callum presented her with a unique slideshow of family portraits and memories. Following Whitney's apologies to Linda Carter, Kelly Bright, for her previous kiss with Mick, Danny Dyer, Linda graciously assured Whitney it was all over and wished her well. Whitney received a standing ovation in the market as she was escorted to the bus stop with Dolly and Brittany, the the latter of whom was wearing a hat that an adolescent Whitney had worn on her debut. As she usually has throughout the years, Whitney vowed as she rode out of Walford that they could handle whatever happened next. After 16 years in the part, this episode marked Star McGarty's farewell appearance as Whitney. EastEnders won't be the same without her. Fans of soap operas might be surprised by Josh Widdicombe's stunning revelation. The comedian revealed on TV that he didn't receive the call to audition for the part of Sonia Fowler's, Natalie Cassidy, new lover on EastEnders, as he had hoped. In a recent appearance on Pointless, Josh disclosed that he was contacted to try out for the EastEnders part when Natalie Cassidy was mentioned in a question. About a year ago, I got asked to play Sonia's new boyfriend, he explained. They called him an eccentric. Thought this would be excellent for Josh. They wrote my agent in an email. Is that really true? Never in my life have I felt so outraged. The guy in question is none other than Johnny Freeman's character, Rice Caldwell. Despite keeping a huge secret that he stole money from his wife, who needs full-time care after suffering a terrible stroke, Rice is a hilarious guy. Rice has found out she is pregnant. Sonia and Rice had been attempting to conceive via IVF in recent episodes. Johnny Freeman is a nominee for the RadioTimes.com Soap Awards 2024's Best Comedy Performance category because of his depiction of Rice. The statement, Freeman's portrayal is delicate and never overplayed, meaning Rice's one-liners sit with you for days, not moments, explains why he received a nomination. Furthermore, he's been able to flex into a more serious storyline as Sonia and Rice try to conceive via IVF, showing light in what could be a taxing storyline. After participating in a correctional rehabilitation program, Cliff was exposed to acting. He went on to make appearances in Chancer and Kavanaugh QC before landing the role of Minty in EastEnders, the unfortunate auto mechanic who was infamously unlucky in love. Cliff portrayed Minty in the BBC soap opera for 8 years, during which time the character gained popularity. George the father stated, "He is like Minty." Everyone adored Minty, and part of the reason for their affection was not only Cliffy's performance, but also the fact that the ladies consistently made fun of him. When he finally found a lover, she was suspicious. 2 years after leaving the soap opera, Cliff returned to the BBC to portray Handyman Fred in Call the Midwife, a job he still holds to this day. Off-screen, he is wed to BBC producer Tara Wire, with whom he has 3 other children from past relationships, Mandy, Dean, and Jack, and a son named Arthur. Thanks for watching if you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and don't miss any updates.